Hey everyone, I am going to do videos about vaccines. It wasn't something that I was looking forward to doing, 2 years ago because it just causes a lot of controversy and strife, and people don't really change their beliefs based on videos. But we have a new vaccine coming down the pipeline that a lot of people are asking a lot of questions about. There's a lot going on the internet and a lot of information, and I want to provide good information that you can use to decide if the COVID vaccine or other vaccines are right for you. I'm not going to try and overly convince you and say you must do something, because that doesn't work. That doesn't change people's hearts or minds or help them to understand. So instead, I'm just going to do this series on how vaccines work, how coronavirus, the vaccine for that works, everything like that. So this first video, I'm giving myself 5 minutes to talk. It's actually the second recording because I actually did all this, but I didn't hit record the first time. So now I'm really polished. And this video is going to be about how do vaccines work. And you'll notice that I didn't do my usual, all my notes, because I got distracted with making hard-boiled eggs really quick for the kids, and a bunch of other things came up. But I know exactly what I'm going to say. Like I said, I already got to practice once because I recorded this and didn't hit save. And so the first thing I want to talk about is how vaccines work. And I'm going to take a step back and say the headline is vaccines work by helping the immune system recognize antigen. Wait, I want to try that again. Vaccines work by helping the immune system recognize serious pathogens, period. That is what they do. How does the immune system work? I think of the immune system as like a really fancy home security system. Now, I am a really tech guy. I'm a early adopter. I got my AirPods, I got my Apple Watch, I got all the tech. I get everything right away when it comes out because I like tech and like learning and figuring out how to use those things. And we're in the process of building a home right now. So, of course, I'm thinking about home security, and we probably don't need it. We live in Nebraska. Everyone's pretty nice here. It's not for everybody, but it's pretty nice here. But home security, what you want to do is protect your home from invaders, but you don't want it to activate every time the kids come in, or like at our house now, we have this like break glass detector. It's a noise. It's a audio monitor that if it hears broken glass, it goes off. It says break glass, break glass. And so you don't want it to go off every time somebody drops something on the floor, and have the alarm system going off. You do want it to go off if glass gets broken, because that could be a signal that there could be an intruder. But also it could be that somebody dropped a water glass or something like that and it shattered, and that also simulated. So it's not perfect, but it catches most of the things. It doesn't go off when the kids are screaming or yelling at each other. Um, and so what the immune system is like a really sophisticated home security system. I'm talking the kind that you see on James Bond or Mission Impossible or any of the kids, spy sort of movies, where it recognizes the face, it pops up on the screen, enemy, intruder, alert, danger sort of thing. It's very specific to specific bad guys that it's looking for. And then right away, okay, recognized, metal cage drops on the guy. He can't keep going. He's stuck. The missile turrets come up and they start shooting missiles at the bad guy to stop them from advancing. And so that's essentially what the immune system does, is it recognizes serious pathogens and it mounts an immune response so that you don't have to go through the infection to be protected. Um, we don't want chickenpox. We don't want smallpox. We don't want Haemophilus influenza, bacterial infection. We don't want meningitis. These are things that we don't want to have to go through in order to gain immunity to them. 300 years ago, they didn't have vaccines. If you wanted to be immune to whooping cough, you had to get whooping cough, survive whooping cough, deal with the 100-day cough and the broken ribs and everything that goes along with whooping cough. And if you survived, then you were immune. Now, what we can do instead with modern vaccine technology is we give you a vaccine that says, hey, immune system, this is what whooping cough looks like. It's not actually whooping cough, because obviously we don't want to give you whooping cough, but this is what whooping cough looks like. It would be like for your home security system loading in the pictures of the bad guys, so that when they show up, your system already knows and recognizes bad guy, missiles, that sort of thing, without having to learn it or go through it, or the bad guy breaks in. steals all your jewelry, and then leaves, and then you have to go through and say, okay, this is a bad guy. If he shows back up, please, launch the missiles. Meanwhile, all our jewelry's gone. Meanwhile, we got polio. Meanwhile, we got whooping cough. Meanwhile, we had all the complications from the bacteria that we can avoid, the viruses that we don't want to go through. We want to be immune to them without having to see them. So, what a vaccine does at its most primal, and I realize that I've got 22 seconds left before I'm out of my 5 minutes for today with y'all, is a vaccine says, this is what a bad character looks like. Be prepared. And then the immune system says, okay, this is what he looks like. This is what the proteins are that are on the surface. I'm going to make antibodies to those. So even though I've never had polio, I will have polio antibody. Okay, I realized what happened. It was recording the first time, but when my timer goes off, it stops recording. But I just want to finish up my thought. If you go through polio, you get those antibodies. If you get the vaccine for polio, you get those same antibodies without having to go through polio and have all of the polio complications that go along with getting polio. And so what we know is that we can give a vaccine and prime the immune system, prepare the immune system for when that bad guy shows up. Just like the home security system, you're loading in pictures of all the bad guys that are going to try and intrude upon your home and steal your jewelry. Then the security system is ready. That's how vaccines work in the nutshell. We'll get into more specifics, but I think it's good to have the same common language to start with. Now, if this video is helpful, comment below a question for the next video. If this video is helpful, hit the like button so that you'll get notified next time I go live. Hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube, and please take a moment to share this so that we can get good information out to others, because we got to figure this out. I want you to be able to make your own rational decision about what is best for you and for your family with the new virus, with the new coronavirus vaccine that's coming out. I want you to have the information so that you feel comfortable and confident in your decision, and you don't feel pressured to make a decision one way or another based on all the stuff that's on the internet. This is hopefully helpful to show you how vaccines work, how the coronavirus vaccine works, all of those things. Keep up the good work. Hit subscribe, hit the like button. That would really help me to get this in front of more people, and hit share and keep up the good work.